Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. And of course, as soon as I go live, the lighting goes crazy. This is Phoenix, the college success professor, and I am back from my broadcast location. It's a rainy day here in Philadelphia, so I couldn't broadcast from outside, but that's okay. For me, in the school where I work, it is the first week of classes, and that means a lot of things. So let's get into it. We're talking today about how to get momentum or how to achieve momentum at the beginning of the semester, which is one of the best times that students should be focusing on getting their semester in order, getting their classes and systems and processes in order so that they can have a successful semester. So I mentioned in an earlier post that I was teaching a class. I am teaching a class for my university. It's an actual 3-credit college success class for students at my university who are interested in pursuing one of the most difficult majors to go into, especially for first-year students. It has a lot of science classes, and it has a lot of requirements to get into the actual major at my university. It's the nursing major. So the course is designed to help these students be successful at LaSalle University. Hi to whoever is watching. Definitely feel free to ask any questions. So how to get your motivation on point for the first few weeks of the semester. And this is the things that I'm talking to students about. There are 3 things that you need to focus on when you're getting your semester, yourself together for a new semester in college, whether it be your first semester or a new semester after coming back. I know a lot of students did not have the traditional in-person experience for a variety of reasons. Campuses were not giving full face-to-face classes. Some campuses were not. And some students, whether you're a sophomore or a freshman, didn't really have the full college experience. So some sophomores may even feel like freshmen, or maybe the first semester of college was not that challenging for you, perhaps because it was online and perhaps because there were a lot of accommodations. Whereas this semester, you have some new goals and a new mission to be focused and to get better grades than you did in past semesters. So if you are in either of those 2 categories, or you're a friend or a family member of someone in any of those categories, then this is information that I definitely wanted to share and talk about at the beginning of the school year. So in week 1 or week 2, or wherever you are in the beginning of the semester, there are 3 things that you need to know. The first one, and what I focused on in my class and in nearly all the classes that I teach, is mindset. I often say that in addition to the academic challenges of college, college is also a mindset game. You have to make sure you have the right mindset. You have to make sure that all of the other things, all of the other obstacles, the negative self-talk, the imposter syndrome, all of those mindset challenges that you may be facing, you have strategies and tools for dealing with them and addressing them. For example, one of the belief systems that students who are successful have in college and in general is that they know, or they believe that they have the ability, they have the capability in order to be successful. They have, either based off of their past experience in high school or based on their life experiences, they know they have the intellect, the capacity, the resilience, all those things, all those strong mindset things that are necessary in order to be successful in college. Especially if you are going into a really difficult major or a really competitive major, like in the sciences, for those students who are studying sciences, interested in going into med school, or if you're an engineering major and you have a lot of difficult classes. Having that mindset of your ability to be successful in your courses, your ability to be successful in your major, even though you may not do well on the first test, or even though there may be a challenge or an obstacle or something you didn't feel like you learned in high school that would have better prepared you for, the classes that you're taking now. If you have the I can do it mindset, that I am capable of doing it, no matter what the obstacles are, I'm going to overcome that challenge. That is one of the most essential and fundamental parts of you making sure you have the momentum to be successful in the semester. So that's number 1. The other thing is motivation, and I've talked about this in the past. So mindset and motivation are the top two things. So motivation, meaning that you know why you're there. You are in college for because maybe you're the first generation in your family to get a degree, because you know have a certain level of success that you know in your heart that you will reach and you want to reach in your life, because you want to make an impact on the world. Whatever your why or your reason is for going to college, as long as you are clear on that and you understand that and you have that motivating factor and that motivating push to help you to get through, that is essential for you to make sure you have the momentum to keep going. A lot of the things that we're talking about in our class is how do you stay motivated to open that textbook when there are maybe a party or maybe a more interesting thing to do, or like maybe binge a Netflix season. If you have that motivation in the back of your mind, if you have these tools and strategies in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind as to why you're doing what you're doing, it'll help you get through. If you have a motivation, some people are intrinsically motivated, some people are extrinsically motivated. So if you have that inner motivation, that inner drive, then it's definitely going to help you. But some people have an extrinsic motivation, which is an outside motivation. So what are the external factors or the external things that are motivating you to be successful? If you have that at top of mind, or if you have that person who is your external motivation, then it's key for you to be motivated to be successful in the semester. And the third thing that's important, especially if you're in one of those difficult or challenging majors, is metacognition. And metacognition is maybe a big word that you've never heard before, or that you have heard, but you don't know quite what it means. Metacognition is simply your understanding of how you learn, your understanding of how to get the information that you need, to process the information that you need in order to be successful on a test. So this encompasses different study strategies and study techniques and learning strategies and learning science and how the brain works and how the mind works. So we do cover that in the class that I am teaching. But one of the things that I also referenced a little bit earlier was the concept of this book that I am reading called What Got You Here Won't Get You There. And that is for those students who may have really been successful in high school, and they really didn't have to learn how to study. They really didn't have to learn how to process information, how to analyze information, how to synthesize the information that they need in order to be successful on their exams or their papers or their projects. But college is a completely different space, especially for the students that I am talking to and teaching in my university, who are taking an anatomy and physiology course, where they have to know the different systems and the structures and the parts of the body and how they function. I didn't have to study mindset is not going to help you. You have to know the ins and outs. You have to know the medical terminology. You have to know, the difference between these words that you may have never heard before and how they function in the body and how they interrelate and connect to the different parts of your body. So that's why I'm talking about metacognition is so important. So understanding and having the different strategies of learning, when to study, how long to study, what different processes and practices that you can take in order to test yourself before you actually take the exam that you need to take in order to be successful is important. Making sure that you're studying material in different order, so that you're not always studying the same thing first, and you're not always studying the same things last. So you're mixing it up so that you're able to focus on what maybe the concepts or the ideas or the systems that you don't know, and you can spend more time and energy on that, making sure that you're studying effectively and efficiently, not spending all of your time at the last minute trying to cram all the information that you need to know for an exam. So these are the 3 tips that I wanted to share with you all regarding how to get momentum, how to build momentum for the first semester or for your upcoming semester or the new semester that you're in. So just again, making sure that you have the right mindset to be successful. And that mindset includes making sure that you have confidence or self-efficacy, belief in yourself and your abilities based off of your past performance or based off of your knowledge of your abilities, your ability to be resilient, your ability to do whatever it takes to get the grades and to get the outcome that you want in order to be successful. Your motivation, knowing why you're there, and having tools and strategies in place to help you when you're not motivated to do what is required to get the job done that you need to get done, to get the grades that you want to get done. And fourthly, metacognition, knowing how you learn best, and having different strategies and systems in place for learning. At the top of the description here is a link to one of the classes that a workshop that I did for students who were it was in the school district of Philadelphia, asked me to do a presentation on effective study strategies for students. And I did that. And I also wanted to make sure that it was available for free, as for those students who may not have had that information or learned how to study in in high school. So I'm going to share that link if you are interested in that. It's a free, I think it's about 1 hour of me talking about the different effective study strategies and habits that you need in order to be successful. And then part of that presentation, I go through how it's not just the academic information that you need in order to be successful. There are a whole bunch of other different factors that'll impact your success in college. So I go a little bit more in detail about what those factors are. And then I give you some specific strategies and tools and resources for how to set up your study system, how to make sure that you're giving enough time and attention to your studies. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out that at bit.ly/collegecognition. So if you noticed or remember earlier, I was talking about metacognition. So that is the website. If you want to sign up for that, check that out. Invest an hour of your time in learning these new strategies and new tools on how to be successful in college, especially if for some of the students who I've heard about and heard from, some of those classes, like maybe it is anatomy and physiology for you. Maybe it is your math class. Maybe it is a different science class. Maybe it's an engineering class that you've had, these beginning weeks of the semester, and you're looking at the syllabus and you're sitting in class and you're like, I'm not quite sure about how I'm going to do in this class. I'm not quite sure if I have the skills that are necessary to be successful in that class. Then this video or this workshop here will definitely support you in that. And one of the last things that I just wanted to share and mention is that, it's a process, it's a journey. Sometimes students have that first revelation or realization that they didn't quite have the tools or the skills that they needed to be successful until that first exam, which may be already at midterm. So if you have an indication of maybe your son or daughter, or maybe you yourself don't really have the foundational skills, or some integrated skills, or some more intellectual or involved skills other than just reading and highlighting and rereading and taking notes and reviewing your notes, those are basic strategies that don't help you with regard to the type of learning and the type of assessment and testing that happens at the college level. If you just have those basic skills, just reviewing your notes, if you just have the habit of just, studying maybe a couple of days before the exam, then this is the workshop that'll help you understand that is more involved and more detailed at the college level. So that is all I wanted to share for today. I hope you all are safe. In Philadelphia, there was a tornado watch. It is going in my area. So hopefully you are safe. For those of you who are in Louisiana and the other areas where Ida was present and destructive, you're in my thoughts and prayers. And I hope to see you next time. And I will, check you out again. And I'll continue to give these tips and bits of information and advice to help you to have a successful semester. So thanks for watching. Bye.